is what is going on in our government with all this recall business, and apparently, what is it, 14 now? And our Danielle is caught up in that too. How is that going to impact what we're trying to do here, or could it potentially?
So the why, I'll tell you why. It's because in this province, we have a bunch of petulant children who feel like if the government is not going to allow them to do things that go against our values, that they have to get rid of them. That's why it's happening. As for it affecting the outcome of what we're doing here, I don't think so.
I have another theory. I was thinking about this quite a lot. We saw the teachers go on strike, and even though they were promised that they would get everything that they asked for, it wasn't the teachers that moved the goalposts, it was the ATA, right? That moved the goalposts, which put the teachers in a really bad position. Like, that's obnoxious. So we saw that happen. And then when that kind of failed, the folks that run these unions, Gil McGowan, came in and said, oh, well, we're going to get all of these other unions to strike in solidarity with the teachers. But then the folks that belong to those unions saw maybe a little bit of what happened and said, not sure about that. And then that kind of fizzled out, right? And that's good. But what's interesting to me, almost fascinating, is that he continued to try and push and push and push and push. And it was almost like, well, come and look over here at what's going on so that nobody looks over here at the ever-increasing independence movement. Because APP was having meetings everywhere and still is. And the sign-ups were going through the roof, and the Facebook pages are growing. And it can't, like the horse has left the barn. This is not slowing down. So then, when that didn't work, Operation Recall. That's what, like, it just makes sense to me that they couldn't topple it in any other way, in any other political way. So they thought, well, let's go with Operation Recall instead, because the whole idea, the whole reason for this is to destabilize our provincial government. That's what they're trying to do. So if they can destabilize that government, then the hope is they'll be able to destabilize this movement once you begin to connect the dots. And we're just simply not going to let that happen. We're just not going to let that happen. And now I don't know, well, I think you did say it, like right up to our premier, that they're now wanting to recall. Like, that's a direct shot across the bow, as far as I'm concerned, which is a ridiculous shot across the bow, because she has not said that she's for independence. She has said she will allow a referendum to be held. And so that's all it is. They're running out of anything to use against us. So now they're going to try and destabilize our provincial government. Knowing that, we need to make sure to band together. This is not the time to separate from the provincial government that we have. This is not the time to trash talk them. This is not the time to get, to get all miserable. This is the time to say, no, the Conservatives are going to come together. And it might be, like, if all of these recalls are successful and they get the signatures that they need and there's all these by-elections, it's possible that now we have a spring snap election, because why have all these by-elections? That doesn't make sense. If there's 14 or 15 by-elections, that's a stupid amount of money. So it might be that they just, okay, well, we'll have a snap spring election. At the same time, we'll have all of these referendum questions, including the independence one. And folks, that is not the day to stay home. I cannot stress that enough.